Welcome back. In this video, we're going to go over adding restrictions to file storage services. As you know, file storage services are simply the native integration of Inhouz Cloud with file storage providers like AWS S3, Google Cloud Storage, Azure Blob Storage. In previous videos, we've gone over how to programmatically upload, download, delete, and get signed URLs of files using functions. We've gone over how we use file storage services from within the Inhouz Sign module. We've gone over how we use file storage services with a quick integration in your web applications. We've gone over how we use file storage services within Inhouz payments. So, in this video, we're just going to focus on how we add an extra layer of access to file storage services. So the first thing to note is that for a person to be able to gain access to the file storage service module, they will need to have the required permissions. So we do have three permissions: write file storage service, read file storage service, delete file storage service. So these just gives a person access to do the read, write, and delete of our file storage services. So if I come over here to the create file storage service, as you can see, we've gone over how to add a service. So, if I were to fill this up and hit create, if I only had read access, it wouldn't work because I would not have the permissions. In my case, I have all access, so I can basically do the read, writes, and deletes. So that's just one layer of access. If you want someone to have access to the file storage service module, and you want them to have access to reading, writing, deleting, a combination of any or all, that'll be the way to do it in the role-based permissions module. Of course, we already have the roles, so we already have the permissions. All you need to do is put it within a role and then assign it to your users. Assign the role to your users. So if you go back over to file storage services, so what if you have a file storage service, but you want that extra layer of protection? Maybe it's a very sensitive database. Maybe it's something that only very few people in an organization should have access to. In this case, there's an extra additional layer of security that goes beyond just having access to the module. So if you go back to the file storage service form, you will see here where it says add extra access restriction. All you need to do is turn this on. It gives you two options. You can use a permission. So if you go ahead and create some custom permissions, then you can go and add those permissions here. So in my case, I have a manager permissions. So now only a manager, or only someone that has the inv_manager permission will be able to see my file storage service credentials whenever this is opened. What if, okay, I don't want to use permissions, maybe permissions is too vague. What if I wanted this to just be between 2 or 3 people within an organization? Then I can change the restriction type to user and then assign the users that I want to access. Just like that, only these 3 users in my account will have access to our file storage service. So this is a very, very secure system. Again, your file storage service credentials are encrypted and stored, and the database is also encrypted. There are multiple layers of encryption. Plus, every single account has a unique key for encrypting their file storage services. So there's that third layer of protection. Plus, you do have the role-based access controls, which is adding a fourth layer of protection. And finally, you can add extra access restrictions granular, to your individual file storage services as a fifth layer of protection. There you have it. That's it for this video. See you in the next one.